So this video wasn't originally going to be a part 1, part 2, but it was getting a little long, so I decided to split it. So if that means you're here, that means you enjoyed part 1. So I hope you enjoyed part 2. So it's grown quite a bit as Namibia, as well as Kenya and Madagascar join in. So Purple Team, or just Africa, is now probably the most powerful state maybe in the world. And so yeah, they're going to take this newfound power and attack Scandinavia. So here they come from the south of Svalbard. They just go straight up. So of course, this is the only important part of Norway, so that's what they're going after. So from the coast, they curve up, and Norway calls upon its Scandinavian friends, of which they do answer. So of course, this is blue, but they're not a part of blue team. I'm just making them blue. But purple team's advancements do not stop as Oslo is neared and Svalbard is almost completely captured. They also make a landing in Sweden from their land in Denmark and move up to make their way to Stockholm, of which they also make a landing over here, as well as several in Finland. So, blue team can't really help each other out because they're each too busy helping themselves out. So, Norway is helping themselves out pretty badly as they're just getting beat after beat and can't really stand up to the might of purple team, as Oslo is eventually captured as well as the rest has fallen and it falls. So, Sweden, next up to bat, is not enduring pretty well as Norway troops are now going to start coming in from the west and ultimately connect and come out, make a square, and execute. So now Sweden is out. Finland's a smart country, so they're just going to go ahead and surrender to the purple team. So now look at this. Blue team, completely trapped. They are encircled by purple everywhere. So they turn to some people that can help them get out of this pickle. Turkey over here, they got some land in Europe. So purple team decides to make a deal. They won't attack them yep, okay. So Ukraine, Belarus, maybe they'll join blue team. Purple says if they join blue team, then that means they're going to come after them. But they don't really buy that. So Ukraine decides to join. And Moldova would like to join, but it is riskily captured. So, purple team has been blocked off, cut in half over here, and so now it's time for the final battle of the video to decide who wins it all, of course. So, purple team goes ahead and takes over the Baltics, but they're going to leave Kaliningrad alone. They're not going to go after Russia. For this video, Russia is going to be in Asia. Belarus is going to be invaded by the purple team, but not if blue team has anything to say about it. As from Poland as well as Ukraine, they just come straight in. So of course blue team has a lot more fronts, meaning they can get a lot more land, which they're able to do, but purple team ain't slowing down as they just come in too. So of course the front lines meet over here and they battle, not with each other, they just see who can get the most land, of which purple team isn't doing that well of a job, as blue team is able to completely wall off this section and move straight up and wall off another section. Blue team clearly has a superior speed, but purple team is still chugging ahead as they make their own wall block. So eventually these two sides just keep doing that over and over until Belarus is completely captured by both sides. So from here, purple team says, screw it, we're going to war, and just completely capture all these people. And in doing so, Belarus just completely falls to team purple. Ukraine is going to be singled out and taken out since there's all this purple down here that can connect with the purple up here. And so Ukraine is moved upon and is slowly being beaten back. Not if anything to say about it blue has as they move into Belarus controlled by the purple team and attempt to break through the front line over here, but don't really do too well. Purple team reopens their front in Slovenia and are able to completely capture it as they move back into Italy. Since the last time they faced, Purple team has grown immensely, and by now, every single country in Africa has decided to join in on the fun. Look at it. So purple and so beautiful. Purple team, Africa is finally united, and they will get their revenge. They move up through France at quite a good pace from Spain, and blue team just gonna take Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. There's really much to do there. Purple team opens the front in Calais once again, as well as in the Netherlands and Belgium. Also from Denmark, they break through the German front lines and are able to move down and recapture Copenhagen. From Sweden, they launch into northern Germany as well as northern Poland, capturing key ports that prevent the Polish from shipping out from over here. Blue team is pushed straight back out of Ukraine, and Ukraine is still getting bullied. They're getting pushed back, and things aren't looking too good for them. Polish say, "Oh, screw it," and go straight into Slovakia and try to connect it with Czech Republic, which they are able to successfully do, and push the purple team straight out. Purple team goes and loses and Austria, as northern Austria is reliberated and blue team is able to successfully move down. Of course, a ton of naval battles are happening over here in the Mediterranean, and purple team sneaks a little bit over here in the bottom of the boot in a move into Sicily, which of course is going to be heavily defended, and not much is going to be happening there. Napoleon's home is going to be invaded, but of course just a little bit as there are heavy defenses there. The front line in France is connected from coast to coast, and it moves up in unison, taking tons of land. As well as from the north, France is being beaten up, and then from Switzerland, they attempt to cut the Germans off from France, but are ultimately unable to as they are pushed completely back out. The Benelux are freed, and the Calais front line is the only one in the north, and so they decide to go big or go home. And so they do and take quite a bit of land here, and also go big in the Benelux. Denmark is eventually captured, and of course, the front line in Ukraine is just gonna keep on going. It ain't stopping. From Moldova, they cut off this small part of Ukraine, which they capture, and they also move into Crimea, which are able to completely capture. From here, they choose to just go straight up to slice Ukraine in two, and are flanked from the Ukrainian army on both sides, but ultimately they continue their way up and aren't stopping. From Moldova, a huge front line is launched, and Ukraine is just getting beat back, and eventually they decide that they might as well surrender. So things are looking pretty good for the purple team. Speaking of which, they launched their own attack to hopefully capture Rome, as they also try to split Italy in two. Corsica eventually is taken, and Sicily is built upon, and they just breeze straight through it. The front line in Italy continues as they push up and through, and even make a landing in the heel. These front lines are connected, and they move up on Italy, just like in the Second World War, and Rome is captured. The Italians, though their army may be strong, isn't enough for the continent, the second biggest continent that has the most amount of countries on Earth, as well as like the second largest population. So it's gonna be a little bit rough for these Italians, and yeah, it's over. So blue team just sees everything crashing down, and it's all just coming straight up for them. Paris is captured from over here, and the French coast is completely mutilated over here. Purple team just continues to advance, has no signs of stopping, and France is broken, dead. Austria and the Czech Republic as well as Slovakia are completely captured. And here they come from the east, from the north, from the west, and from the south. The purple team just keeps going. They are not stopping. South side of Germany is just completely taken. Though they may be the most powerful country in Europe, they aren't strong enough for these Africans who want their revenge. And revenge they do get. Now it's up to Poland, all alone, being invaded from every single side, and there's not much that they can do. And eventually, it's clear what's gonna happen. All right, all right, peace treaty time. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, so that's peace treaty. As you see, Africa has just completely thrown everything out the window and has just annexed all of Europe. So of course, there's more countries in Africa than there are in Europe. So the biggest contenders get the most important lands. So per se, South Africa, Nigeria, and these northern countries are gonna get, they're gonna get the good stuff. Maybe like Nigeria, they can get all of the UK. The Congo can get all of Belgium, something like that. But yeah, that's the video. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Goodbye.